welcome back to the channel. So out here in the rock pit out in the woods today, and we got a new challenge for Will It Go Through. Today we're going to be shooting some compressed air tanks. Let me show you. So we got these two large aluminum air tanks, couple different sizes, fire extinguisher already discharged, and an old propane tank empty. I think we'll start with the small and work our way up and see what we can shoot through. Got my buddy Greg out here today. Brought a couple of rounds that might have a better shot of going through that than my AR-15. Let me show you what else we brought. Starting off small, we got the 22, 9mm, getting a little bigger. We got the 58E. Got my AK-12 gauge here. AR-15, that's 223 or 5.56. And Greg brought his 30-06 and 300 Win Mag. So I think we got a pretty good shot of getting through at least a couple of those tanks. All right, so I think we'll start out with the 22. Take one shot at each one of those tanks and see what it does. All right, we're gonna start off with 22. All right, let's check it out. All right, I smell some gas. Looks like that 22 went clear through the propane tank. Got a hole in the fire extinguisher. A very small dent in the back, so it didn't go all the way through. That one's good for another shot. Looks like I hit right here on the bottom of this air tank. Small dent, that's it. And then the large one, it just took some paint off there. You can barely feel the dent. So we'll step up to 9mm and see if we can put some better holes in it. Oh, there we go. A little bit better dent. All right, well, we knew it was gonna go through here. A little bit bigger hole that time. We got an entrance hole and an exit hole this time. This one here hit a little bit higher. Took some chunks out, but it did not go through. And then on the big tank, got a little mild indent. Alright, so starting with the small one. Here's a hole there. Oh. And the exit hole, a little bit larger. But this one, it actually went through right here, but you can't tell because of the fiberglass. And it's got a little bit of a bulge right here where it didn't quite go all the way through. And then the big one. So here's the 22, the 9mm, and the 50. Definitely went through. Don't see a bulge in the back, but it definitely went in. All right, so that's it for the handguns. We're gonna step it up to rifles next and go with the 223. See what it can do. So we're going to step it up to rifles here and see what the 223 can do. Alright, so here's the big tank. Kind of sitting outwards. Then on the back, it almost went through. It really, really wanted to, but not quite. And we got our small tank here. Looks like we have our first exit wound. That went in right here. Blasted out the back right there. So far, this tank's the only one we haven't been able to go all the way through. All right, so I lied about this one. It's actually a 223. So next up, we're gonna step it up to the 300 Win Mag. So just a comparison, here's the 223 next to that. You can see it's a slightly larger bullet. I'm thinking it's probably gonna go all the way through that tank. Only one way to find out. All right, Greg, let's see what that 300 Win Mag can do. Ooh, didn't even knock it over. That's how you know it did some damage. All right, so small tank. Ooh, that exit hole is still smoking. Definitely went through. Big tank. So here's the 223. Here's the 300. And we have an exit hole. Nice gnarly one too. So we've successfully made it through. Now it's time we hit it with the shotgun, just because. All right, Greg's gonna try out the old AK-12 gauge here. Give them both a blast. Ooh, felt some ricochet on those. Well, we had some little dents here. And you could really tell with this one, you can see the dents in the middle. Obviously we knew that wasn't gonna go through, but can't bring a gun and not try it out. All right, let's shoot this fire extinguisher off the top. Nailed it. So I always gotta record everybody's first time shooting the Desert Eagle, so see what you'd think about it, Greg. And what do you think?
It's pretty good. I have to get one.
All right, so we know we could make it through those tanks, but we did bring an emergency target just in case we needed something a little tougher. So we got this nice steel plate here. It's about 5/8 of an inch thick anyway. And we'll shoot it with a couple of rounds and see if we can't stop a bullet. All right, first up, 9mm. Alright, there's what the 9 did. Just a little tiny dent. Alright, next up, 58E. See what it can do to that plate. Nailed it! Alright, so here's the 9 and here's the 50. Can't really see, but it's got just a really small indent right there. Definitely gonna take a rifle to put a bigger hole in this. All right, next up, first rifle. Try the 223 here. All right, so just to recap, we have the 9mm, the 58E, and then that 223 actually went, I'd say maybe a third of the way through. Took a nice little hunk of steel out of there. I'm thinking that 300 might have a shot. Alright, so here's the 223, here's the 300, definitely a deeper hole. Didn't go through, but it bulged the back of it out right here. So, turns out we got a plate we can't shoot all the way through. All right, well, hey, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I had a good time. Shout out to Greg for bringing me out here and letting us try out his big gun. And hey, if you enjoyed the show, make sure you subscribe to the channel. That way you don't miss the next one. See you next time.